Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit. If you are new to my channel, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princess Leah. If you are returning family and friend, welcome back, beloved. I'm so glad you're here. I had to move and close my cat's door really fast because it is inevitable that as soon as I go live, he decides that he wants to go to the bathroom. So fun stuff. I love that. That must be a message that, as soon as Spirit wants to speak, things need to be purged and released is what I'm hearing. So this is a time to allow yourself to release what needs to be released and to that way you can make space for what you can receive, okay? And to not allow any other distractions from the outside world, whether it's the news, the media, other people's energy and opinions, fear, disempowering beliefs to try and sabotage your next step. So today I'm hearing the title for today's daily divine message from Spirit is do the next right thing. And I hear the song from Frozen 2, the next right thing. So some of you may be Frozen fans, maybe you watched that movie, the Frozen 2, and it resonates with you, but that lyric, the next right thing, is what I'm hearing. If you don't know, I'm an intuitive artist, so I do channel the highest frequencies from Spirit and conscious love through the platforms and tools of performing arts, healing arts, to heal the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind. So today, sometimes I channel songs and lyrics. Sometimes I will channel just a prophetic download without any kind of tarot or cards. Sometimes, and we'll use our sound bowl healing, our sound healing bowl. And maybe you're saying words kind of backwards. Maybe you feel like you're speaking backwards. Maybe you feel like you are getting jumbled with your words or feeling uncertain about your steps. Maybe you feel like you're taking one step forward, two steps back. Maybe you feel like you're trying to do the right thing and then it doesn't feel right or feel good, or you feel worried or ashamed that maybe it was the wrong thing, because maybe the steps you're taking may be right to your soul, but it may be counter productive or counter received from society. Maybe there is an expectation of how you have to move through life, that there are these distractions, right? Other people, other things, other places, sounds, people trying to infiltrate and contaminate the purity of your next right thing, of your next step. So today I really want to tune in to what Spirit has to say, because I even feel as a intuitive channeler that whenever I am sitting down to channel messages, I can easily get super distracted by the noises around me, but I always hear them as messages in and of itself. And it's interesting that as soon as I sat down to to share, which took me kind of all morning because I was distracted by so many things this morning, that when I finally sat down to do this message, I was super distracted by my cat. And he's like so active, and I'm like, you're making too much noise, bro, right? And so maybe that's something that you may be feeling too. Every time you're trying to do the next right thing, you're just distracted by all this noise. And so I'm hearing Spirit say, like, maybe, I'm sure we hear it all the time, not trying not to be so heavily involved in public affairs and political affairs and the news, maybe not listening or reading or opening up your phone to social media. I know I'm the same way. Sometimes I can wake up and immediately turn on my Instagram, but I'm hearing that there is so much power in letting the silence of the morning and making sure that you are aware of the frequency that you are emitting into your day. And it only takes, Abraham Hicks says, it only takes 17 seconds for your energy to match the frequency that will lead you into your day. So if the first 17 seconds of your day are, I dread, or oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, or what's on the news, or I'm feeling fearful, that is what is the energy that's emitting into the next steps of your day, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. So if we can even train our brain to, in the morning as we wake up, sitting in that silence for 17 seconds and just feeling, basking in the peace and the safety that we're in that moment, and the gratitude that we feel, that we woke up that morning, and that we have covers over our bodies if we do, and that we have a pillow to lay our head on and a bed to sleep in if we do, right? Those little moments, those moments of gratitude can be the best ways to move into the next step. Sometimes we feel like I don't know what to do next, and you feel like you have to be doing something physically in order for it to be productive. But Spirit is saying, and these are just some prophetic downloads, messages that are coming into before we get into our Star Child Akashic Tarot and Beyond Lemuria oracles, and and our sound bowl. I'm just hearing Spirit say that these are little things that we can do. It's not, we have been taught to believe that productivity has to look like we're making money. Specifically, that if you're not making money, you are not productive. You could be happy, you could be peaceful, you could be living your best life, but if you're not making money, you're not living your best life. If what you're doing in this moment is not producing money, then you are not being productive. And so, I literally just thought that the other day. Yesterday, I had 3 different shows on my YouTube channel, my Daily Divine. We have our chakra healing series right now, and then we had our Tea and Tarot Tuesday last night. And I'm realizing, I'm adding it up, and I'm like, wow, I did almost like 4 hours of tarot just like yesterday. And I wanted to like celebrate that and share that with someone. And I could literally hear that person, before I even shared it with them, say, well, how much money did you make from that? And it's those moments that immediately then make you feel ashamed for doing things that you absolutely love, for doing things that is nurturing to your soul, for doing things that is actually raising the vibrational frequency of the collective consciousness. But because it's not producing money, it's not productive. So I'm hearing Spirit say, if this is resonating with you, if you are feeling like this is the crossroads where you're at, or if you're feeling like you are having a hard time finding the next step, the right thing, the right next step, look at the motive and the intention behind what you think the next right step is. Let's feel into that with our sound bowl. You can place your hand on your heart if you would like, and we'll just let these frequencies speak to us from the heart. So it's so interesting because immediately my mind starts going to, okay, what are some things? It's so interesting. What are things I can do? I'm hearing collaborations, right? Maybe that's what you're thinking. Like, I want to do some collaborative projects with people. But how can we do a collaborative project that's going to make us both money as opposed to that's going to make us both happy? That's going to make the collective feel good. It's going to raise vibrations in conscious love, right? We need to be looking at our next steps. The next right thing to do, Spirit is saying, is to shift our perspective of how we think the right thing is. If you're worried about the money that's coming in, that is missing the point of what the next right thing is. If it's only about how can I make money, then you're missing the point of what is right. Because not saying that money is wrong, because money is frequency. But if we're not willing to allow ourselves to expand beyond the idea that the only way to be productive is by entertaining or attracting and making money, earning money, then we are closing our minds. Actually, we're closing our frequency off to the life force energy of abundance. Then we're actually closing ourselves off to the frequency of money, which seems like a paradox, right? But it's because we're only seeing that our happiness, that the only thing that is worthy of doing, of being, that we're only worthy of is receiving money. And I get it from a survival standpoint. You gotta pay the bills, you gotta eat to live, you gotta feed the kids. I get it. Trust that all will be provided as you are navigating through life from the frequency of joy and love and following what it is that gives you peace and gratitude. I know this is easier said than done. This is the downloaded message from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We think the next right thing is to do something, but really maybe the next right thing is to feel something. I felt that in my heart. And we hear this a lot as we're manifesting, right? Feel into what it is that you want to experience. How do you want to feel when you get that money? How do you want to feel when you get that job or that house or that collaborative project or that partner? How do you want to feel? Because if you're following how you want to feel, then the next right thing is going to present itself to you in any kind of form or fashion. It may not be money at first, and it may not be money at all. It may actually it may be something as simple as a deep breath, a list of gratitudes, a snuggle with your child or your cat, a walk outside, a bath, a song. You may feel good by writing music or dancing or stretching, maybe putting on a meditation or some frequency music. Maybe the next right thing is to just get your frequency in the vortex of alignment, of love, of abundance. And that looks different at different times to different people. But it's that feeling, not the doing. And this is what Mars retrograde in Cancer is really helping us with right now until, and has been since January 6th and will until February 23rd or 4th. Okay. And of course we'll have, then it'll still be in Cancer, but that retrograde will still have some post-retrograde energy for a couple weeks. But these last several weeks, when Mars is all about the do, I need to be doing something. I need to be doing something in order to feel worthy and productive. And the Cancer is like, we gotta feel it to heal it. We gotta be it to see it. Right? The retrograde is saying slow down, reflect, retrograde, all the words. Rewind, revisit, reconcile. Okay, rejuvenate, rest. So we're trying to rest in our feelings. We're trying to be in our feelings, and we're trying to do at the same time. Sometimes our best next thing is to be still. The next right thing. Even as I move this bowl, I'm in such a trance. I'm making sure that I move it smoothly. That it doesn't have to go around the bowl fast or quickly. But the sound will still emit. The frequency will still rise. As my throat decides to close up, my heart starts to slow down. My pace starts to slow down. So that is a message for someone. Thank you, Spirit. I could do that sound bowl all day. It is so beautiful. So, as our throat chakra tries to close up, because we are opening our heart to really see what we want to express. Let's see what messages Spirit has for us. The Star. Beautiful. This card wants to come through too. The Star and Two of Crystals. Excuse me. My throat always wants to start closing up as I start to speak through Spirit. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck. Oppression. So our throat with that, you see that blue chakra or that blue crystal? That's our throat chakra. Our truth. We get confused. We have been confused on what the next right thing is. We second guess ourselves and our truth. We know this yellow topaz crystal. That is our self-willpower. That is our solar plexus. We know what our truth is. But we have been so oppressed. We've been so oppressed in our truth to really express ourselves. I'm also hearing some I heard sexual expression, sacred sexual expression probably has been oppressed in this as well, is what I'm hearing for some. That solar plexus, your self willpower, because it has been dimmed to be so ashamed to speak your truth, to speak your love, to share and talk about things that may have been considered, you know, that may have been considered, what's the word I'm looking for? Ungodly, impure, things that may be taboo, right? Things like, even things in this mysticism, in this spiritual culture can also be considered tarot. People can call it something, you know, outlandish, energy healing, all of that, whatever other people have been trying to oppress, your generational oppression. But you are balancing and harmonizing. The next right thing Spirit wants you to do is to balance and harmonize. This is all just confirmation of the prophetic downloads that we were getting earlier. Balance and harmonize your wish, your wish, your dreams. You are a star. You have been shining for light years, is what I'm hearing. You are light years ahead of your time. People don't understand what it is that you have to offer, and if people will oppress what they can't understand. But look underneath that Ace of Crystals. Divine is going to is presenting, is giving you this opportunity to walk in your truth, to stand up against the oppression of this world, to clear and harmonize and balance cycles of generational oppression around your truth, around your expression, around your wish and dreams. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what Lemuria has to say. Lemuria says, yeah, balance. When we say that Two of Pentacles, that Two of Crystals, balance and harmony. You are balancing your forces, your lights and your shadows. You're balancing the forces of, I'm hearing good and evil even. Ooh, that's good. I just saw 2333 on the clock as well. You are balancing the forces between good and evil. And what does that mean? I'm hearing Spirit kind of seeing the Temperance card with that, but also this yin yang, masculine, feminine, fire and water, fire and yeah, fire and water is what I'm kind of seeing. But balancing the good and evil, this eclipse here showing up, is that sometimes the darkness might try to cast out the light, but there's always going to be a silver lining. There's always going to be light emitting regardless. So when you balance the good and evil within you, you are giving truth. I'm hearing, actually, this is going to be interesting. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? You are giving truth to both. So what some might consider as evil, you may consider and be able to see some of the goodness in it. It's like the yin yang. We have the earth here showing up. See that earth with the oppression card? Yes. You're balancing the energies, the forces of good and evil, the dark and light here on earth. on earth as it is in heaven. You are giving grace, is what I'm also hearing, but you're also giving light, like that yin yang energy of there's always going to be a little bit of darkness. You can't have light without a little darkness, otherwise you don't know that it's light. You can't have darkness without a little bit of light, otherwise you can't tell that you're in darkness, right? And so having that balanced force within you can help you with harmonizing your depths within yourself, harmonizing the star that you see within yourself. We have the star and the star seer. You are able to see the stars. Why did I say you are light years beyond this timeline? You have been on this earth, reincarnated for many, many, many lifetimes, is what I'm also hearing. And you're able to also see. You are a seer. You know, when they say a seer, that means you can see the future. You can see things that others can't see. You can see the next right thing. You can see your next step. But you have to trust in what it is that you're seeing. You have to trust in the star and the dreams that you are climbing to. You can see the star that you're climbing to. And you are being held by, I'm hearing Mama Gaia. You are being held by divine to raise yourself into the star that you are. You are able to see, I just heard, you are able to see the star within other people. You are able to see other people's light and the star qualities and their highest potentials. Maybe that might sometimes can be really hard sometimes, because if you can see other people's potential but they can't see it, that can be really hard. Because then you're holding on to something that you know is possible. Maybe in relationships, I'm hearing for some. Maybe in creative ideas, job opportunities. Earlier we were talking about collaborations. So maybe some collaborations haven't worked, or relationships haven't worked because you can see the highest potential, but they can't see it. Or maybe it just hasn't manifested yet, and you're trying to take that, look, the steps, the next right step, do the next right thing, putting one, the only way you can get to the top of this ladder is to step one at a time. You can't leap up there. And sometimes the next right step, the steps that you take, is by understanding, becoming aware of the areas that you've been oppressing, becoming aware of the areas that of where your dreams and your heart and your wishes have been oppressed instead of expressed, instead of intuitively trusted and letting it guide you. You already know. Number 14 might be a significant number for someone. I'm hearing maybe something in 2014 perhaps. Maybe there was an awakening. But that also reduces to 5 of change. Nurture nature. Nurture the natural guidance within you. Your nature is love. Love is your nature is what I'm hearing. Number 46 may also be a significant number for you. That reduces to 10. So we have 5, look, and then endless opportunities, which is 23, another 5. We have 5 of change, of shifting, and 10 of radical expansion. So you may be going through these major paradigm shifts and leaps and quantum leaps into new timelines, into your highest timeline. You may be going astro-dimensional traveling right now, so you can see the future of your highest timeline. And that can get you excited, but it can also make you feel a little bit anxious because you're like, well, when is it going to get there? How am I going to get there? What do I need to do? How can I do this? And you want it all to come right now. And Spirit is saying, I gave you the gift to see. But now you have to take the steps. You still have to take the steps to get there. And that can be a blessing and a curse. Because you might also be seeing things you don't want to see. But you also may be trying to figure out how you might be able to see the future. You might be able to see these qualities, these potentials. But you're still, at the end of the day, you're still a co-manifester. There's still a third force. There's still another force, and that is divine force. So give, and give more, says this mind hustle. Now look at all the space you have to receive. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean give everything until you are a martyr and have nothing else for yourself. This is saying when you give to the universe, what you put out is what you will attract. And when you also release, as we were kind of chatting about earlier, a little bit of that release, now you have space to receive. When you can give the gift of your expression, when you can give the gift of your wisdom, the gift of your story, the gift of your love, then you have also more space to receive the gifts that are going to come back to you. When you give things that you've been holding on to, release things that you have been holding on to that are no longer really, serving you. Maybe go through your closet. Like, clothes hold frequencies too. Like, what memories do you have? Maybe you have good memories. Maybe that's why you don't want to throw away that old sweater, But if they're not really serving you, if things in your house, I'm even hearing, go through your house, like, protect your vibe. Go through your house. And if something is holding energy that gives you, bad memories, if it does not serve you, if it has no, there's no reason for it to be there, if it's really not doing anything in your house necessarily, allow yourself to release it. Do some end of winter almost cleaning. But this is going to protect your vibe. Protect it fiercely and unapologetically. Okay? So those are some good steps that you can do right now. Take the next right thing you can do is protect your vibe. I'm also hearing, get some sage, some Palo Santo, some Epsom salt. Take a bath, with Epsom salt. Clear your aura. And be mindful of the energy that you are giving if it's not coming back in a space that feels good. And it's not to say it's not to say it's a transaction, but it's a mindfulness about, am I giving too much to someone that it doesn't feel good when it comes back, or if it doesn't feel good? Like, you give yourself space to protect your vibe. Okay? To protect your vibe from energies that are not serving you. This too shall pass. Even the storms need a break. So if you feel like it's just hitting the fan, the storms will pass. The calm before the storm, the calm after the storm. God always puts a rainbow in every storm. That's what I'm hearing from Maya Angelou. And you can also be the rainbow in someone else's storm. But remember, we do need storms. We do need rain in order to nurture nature. That's how the world grows. So everything, that's where that balance forces that we saw, everything comes into its balance. You can find the silver lining in the areas that you can be grateful for, the areas to find peace in all of its storms, in all of its darkness, in the forces of good and evil. You see, it may not feel as comfortable, but you're clearing and balancing and harmonizing the years and years and lifetimes of oppression over your soul, over your generations, over this earth, over your ancestor, over your ability to speak and walk in your guided intuition. Intuition. Intuit I am is what I'm hearing from intuition. Intuit I on. Kind of a Rastafarian way to say intuit I on. So follow that. You know exactly the next right thing. You can see it, but you've been oppressed for so long. So lift that veil. Let the storms pass. It will. Allow those tears, allow the storm to nurture what it needs to water the plants and the seeds that are growing. Protect your vibe. Clear what needs to be cleared. These are the next steps because your wish fulfillment is here. You are a star. You are a star. You're meant to be a star. Some of you are meant to be a superstar. Some of you are meant to shine as bright as a star for eons of times, as stars are. So see that. Move towards that. Trust it. Okay? I hope this helps. And if it does, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to be a part of our Vibe Tribe, feel free to subscribe to my channel, Princess Leah 888. We also are going to be going live here soon for at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Chakra Balancing Workshop. We are on the solar plexus, so if you would like to learn more about that golden topaz of following the parts of our solar plexus, our self-will power that has been oppressed for lifetimes, then definitely tune in. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I'll be back. And if this is where we end off, thank you so much for joining me today, beloveds. Till next time, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.